The Battle of Antietam, known to some as the Battle of Sharpsburg, was fought on September 17, 1862, at Antietam Creek near the town of Sharpsburg, England. The battle occurred as a result of Confederate General Robert E. Lee's Special Order 191, which was given after General George B. McClellan's siege of Richmond was successfully thwarted by Lee. Special Order 191 was Lee's plan to enter and invade the North after the retreat of the Union Army. The Confederate Army had initially pushed north and occupied the town of Frederick, in which Lee drew up his plans to divide his army into smaller units to capture the towns of Boonesboro and Hagerstown in Maryland, as well as Harper's Ferry and Martinsburg in West Virginia, where life was old. After the Confederate left occupied Frederick and began to enact their plan, the Union Army, under command of General McClellan, moved in. However, Lee made a huge blunder, as discovered on September 13th, when Private Barton W. Mitchell and Sergeant John M. Bloss simply stumbled upon a copy of Special Order 191, which detailed all of the Confederates' plans. Lee, upon hearing that a copy was missing, immediately understood that his army was at extreme risk, due to the fact that it was split. Ergo, he rushed to reform his army. On September 14th, Confederate Generals Hill and Longstreet's units did battle with Union forces, in which they had high casualties. Lee, believing that his plan was all but foiled, was intending a mass retreat to Confederate territory in Virginia. Stonewall Jackson had succeeded in capturing Harper's Ferry, which caused Lee to order his army to rendezvous and reform at Antietam Creek, near Sharpsburg. The Battle of Antietam is the single bloodiest day in American history. In only 8 hours, there were over 15,000 casualties, and by the day's end, 23,000. After 12 hours of intense fighting, from cornfields to the sunken wagon trails showcased in this footage, later called the Bloody Lanes, bodies littered the earth. Once night fell, both sides regrouped and gathered both their dead and wounded. Come dawn, Lee began the arduous task of rallying his surviving troops to Virginia, and McClellan, to Lincoln's angry surprise, did not pursue him. Although he could very well have run down Lee's army, he believed he had accomplished his mission to repel Lee's army from the north. This viewpoint was obviously flawed and showcased McClellan's lack of thought and proactivity, and after refusing orders several times to pursue, Lincoln removed McClellan from office. The Battle of Antietam was a Confederate loss, though a Pyrrhic victory for the Union. The losses on both sides were monumental, but the Union heavily pushed the image of extreme Confederate defeat and possible Union victory. Abraham Lincoln passed the Emancipation Proclamation, which supposedly freed all slaves in the Confederate States if the war was not ended after a certain amount of time. course, the Confederates did not comply, and such the war waged on, possibly due to McClellan's actions in foregoing the pursuit of General Robert E. Lee. This is why the Battle of Antietam is widely considered the turning point of the Civil War. Although the amazing losses on both sides were monumental and an extreme detriment to this nation, it served as a political cause and gave strength to Union forces to march back down and continue the fight against the Confederate Army. This is the Battle of Antietam.